That is very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. And we'll start with you, Mr. Doyle, here for a port perspective and a cleaner, greener tomorrow. Greenhouse gas emissions from trucks, cars, et cetera, you name it. It's going to, again, require investments to modernize. But we're talking about modernization and the ultimate new machinery, new technologies. That itself will create jobs. When it comes to maintenance, there will need to be a workforce that's retrained to operate these pieces of machinery. So from your perspective, at a port level, how would a port benefit most from a reduced carbon world in terms of the technologies, and what would that do for operations overall?
Yeah. Well, we're already changing in this port, and I can take it from the ship side right into the port side. Is that the Port of Baltimore itself? We are the #1 auto importer and exporter for vehicles in the country, and as such, we have CM carriers that comes into the port. And CM carriers, they run their ships 100% on liquefied natural gas, LNG. That technology itself, from a carbon emission standpoint, is significantly less than we would get from diesel. So we do have LNG ships, and I see it more on the road, but when you see new ships being built today, those ships are LNG ready. Most of your engines are dual fuel that are coming off the shipyards. They're dual fuel so they can run on that liquefied natural gas as a marine fuel. On the port side, we're seeing more and more cranes. For the container side, in the Port of Baltimore, our marine terminal operator is Ports America Chesapeake. Everybody's heard of Ports America. And they are, full 100 miles an hour, full speed ahead for that environmental side of electrification instead of diesel on your cranes. They are doing densification, stormwater management. All of that is what you need in the port, because what comes down on the port goes into the bay, and managing that is a big point. And less people laugh. Wallenius Wilhelmsen, WWL, a major carrier that comes into the Port of Baltimore, they have announced that they're going to come out with a sail rowboat, a rowboat that operates by sail power. Now, it's not a fabric sail, it's a metal sail, and it can retract up and down when you come to bridges. But nothing is off the horizon. Nothing is off the table. I mean, if there's a way and the economics work out, and it can help environmentally and with jobs, I think the private sector, the carriers will figure it out, and so will the ports, the port operators in the private sector. So there's a lot of good things I think with the environment. We call ourselves an eco port. We're eco port. So we're always open to new ideas, and we'll put it into practice.
Great, thank you. Anything to add, Mario, on that?
Well, I think you mentioned we previously discussed the Long Beach Container Terminal, and we're going to finish the last phase of that here in a couple of months, and that's evidence of the fact that what that does is has created further efficiencies. And I think with regard to the whole issue of transportation, it's upwards of 40% that the transportation sector accounts for greenhouse gases. So here at the Port of Long Beach, as you may know, together with the Port of LA, we have the Clean Air Action Plan of 2017. We've set a goal to be zero emission as it relates to cargo handling equipment by 2030. And Long Beach is already 15% of our cargo handling equipment is already zero emission, 15%. And of course, our goal and objectives to be zero emission as relates to truck drayage by 2035, which I believe will get there a lot earlier. So I think, again, from a port perspective, I think here at the Port of Long Beach as the Green Port, we have proven, beginning with our 2006 Cleaner Action Plan, that the environmental question in terms of reducing emissions is on par with economic and business growth. So I think we will continue with that mindset. And as a matter of fact, I would say it's a global mindset. I mean, ports all over the world are talking about climate change and what they're going to contribute towards this in terms of being a factor here in a positive way.